The U.S. Constitution stands as a beacon of democratic values, lighting the path for a nation built on liberty, equality, and justice. This remarkable document, forged by our founding fathers, has weathered the test of time, steering us through the tumultuous seas of history. Join the conversation on our social media platforms and share your thoughts. Today, we turn our attention to a potent force within our society, White Christian Nationalism, and its complex relationship with our cherished Constitution. As we delve deeper, think about these values and how they shape our nation. To understand the present, we must first explore the past. Let us journey back to the roots of white Christian nationalism. Originating in the turbulent times of the early 20th century, WCN was born out of a quest for cultural and religious dominance. With the rise of immigration and the civil rights movement, some white Christian communities felt their societal standing was under threat. This fear led to the formation of white Christian nationalism, a belief system that championed the supremacy of white Christians and their values. The early ideologies of WCN were deeply intertwined with notions of racial and religious purity, a stark contrast to the nation's founding principles of equality and liberty. As the decades rolled on, WCN's influence began to seep into the fabric of American society, shaping attitudes, policies, and even legislation. This history sets the stage for WCN's influence on American society, politics, and the U.S. Constitution. WCN's impact permeates American politics. Its influence has shaped critical events in our nation's past. From the pushback against civil rights in the mid-20th century to the rise of the moral majority in the 70s and 80s, WCN has been a consistent player on the political stage. In the 90s, we witnessed an intensified focus on social issues, as WCN pushed its agenda on topics like abortion and same-sex marriage. Fast forward to the last 2 decades, and we see WCN's influence in the surge of populist politics, tapping into the fears and anxieties of a changing America. These events, while significant in their own right, also highlight the conflicts between WCN's objectives and the principles of our Constitution. Equality, freedom of religion, the separation of church and state. These constitutional ideals often stand in stark contrast to WCN's political agenda. WCN's political influence underscores the tension between it and our nation's constitutional ideals. Beyond politics, WCN has left indelible marks on American society and its ideological landscape. From influencing social norms to shaping ideological beliefs, its presence can't be overlooked. WCN's social influence is evident in several areas, including education, where it has pushed for a more Christian-centric curriculum. This contrasts sharply with the Constitution's principle of separating church and state, a cornerstone of our democracy. The ideological beliefs of WCN are rooted in a vision of a Christian nation, often excluding those who don't fit this mold. This is at odds with our Constitution's promise of liberty and justice for all. Irrespective of religion or belief, prominent figures like Martin Luther King Jr. have voiced this contrast. He once said, "Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere." This sentiment echoes the Constitution's commitment to equality, a far cry from the exclusionary ideology of WCN. This contrast highlights the chasm between WCN's beliefs and the principles that our Constitution upholds. The echoes of white Christian nationalism's influence resonate in our present day. This isn't a specter from the past. It's a contemporary force, shaping our political, social, and ideological landscape. Recent events have highlighted the continued influence of WCN. Voting laws, education policies, and health regulations, among others, bear the unmistakable imprint of this ideology. Data paints a similar picture. Studies reveal a persistent trend of WCN's influence, not just in overtly political spheres, but in societal norms and values as well. It's a subtle shaping of the narrative, a bending of the societal curve that can be hard to detect, yet impossible to ignore once seen. This contemporary relevance of WCN isn't just a historical curiosity. It's a pressing concern, a challenge to the democratic values enshrined in our Constitution. The ideals of liberty, equality, and justice for all are at stake. WCN's present influence presents constitutional challenges we must address. WCN's ideologies pose significant challenges to our constitutional principles. It's crucial to understand that these ideologies fundamentally contradict the very essence of our Constitution, which values equality, freedom, and justice for all. Take, for instance, the First Amendment, which guarantees freedom of religion. However, WCN's ideology promotes a single religious perspective, thereby undermining this constitutional right. Similarly, the 14th Amendment assures equal protection under the law. Yet WCN's rhetoric often fosters division and inequality. To quote Supreme Court Justice Louis Brandeis, "We can have democracy in this country, or we can have great wealth concentrated in the hands of a few, but we can't have both." This sentiment echoes the constitutional challenge posed by WCN, as its ideologies often favor a certain demographic, thus posing a threat to our democratic principles. Our Constitution's resilience is tested by these challenges. As we move forward, it's imperative to remember that the strength of our nation lies in our ability to uphold these constitutional principles. The future of white Christian nationalism's relationship with the Constitution holds various possibilities. We may see a deepening divide, where WCN's ideology continues to clash with our constitutional principles. Alternatively, we may witness a shift where WCN adjusts its stance to align more closely with constitutional values. No matter the outcome, it's crucial to remember that the Constitution at its core is a living document, meant to reflect the evolving values and aspirations of the American people. This evolution does not happen in a vacuum. It's shaped by us, by our collective actions and beliefs. It's shaped by our commitment to liberty, equality, and justice for all. It's shaped by our steadfast dedication to upholding the Constitution's ideals, even in the face of adversity. As we face these potential futures, our commitment to our Constitution's values remains vital. Let's continue to stand for what our Constitution represents: a beacon of hope, a symbol of unity, and a testament to the enduring spirit of democracy. Our journey through WCN's history, influence, and challenges brings us back to our guiding light, the U.S. Constitution. We've journeyed through the roots of WCN and its impact on our society. We've seen its intersection with our Constitution and the challenges it poses. It's clear that our democratic ideals, our commitment to freedom, equality, and justice are what truly define us. As we continue to navigate our nation's course, remember the beacon that guides us, our U.S. Constitution and its enduring democratic values. Ikyamp. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into white Christian nationalism. We hope this enlightening journey has sparked curiosity and understanding. If it has, please share this video with your friends, family, and social media networks to ignite a broader conversation. And remember, your voice matters. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more insightful content on complex topics that shape our world. Together we can continue to learn, grow, and uphold our constitutional values. Thank you for your support.